Good afternoon, children. As you see, the scenery has changed just a little bit. That's because this week I would like to try something new. In all actuality, it's because this week I am reorganizing my bookshelves, so my place is a wreck and my books are everywhere. So with that, I have decided to have my first wine review vlog. Since it is nighttime and my lighting is a bit on the weak side, let's just pretend that this adds cozy ambiance to the mood instead of unprofessionalism. I just finished the 2 longest books that I planned on reading this month. They were pretty dense, took forever to read, so I'm deciding to give myself a bit of a break with some wine and with Dare to be Scared and Double Dare to be Scared, which I'll be reading tonight. There are 13 stories in each book, so I was thinking I would just review each one of them as I go, and then after every review I shall take another drink of wine, and we're just gonna see where this goes. This is my first time doing this on camera. I've got my books. I have got my red Moscato because I'm freaking basic, and a glass full of water because, children, it is important to stay hydrated in such situations. Just because you're drinking doesn't mean you can't be responsible. So without further ado, I'm going to get to reading. So I have regrets. I'm 14 pages into this. That's 2 stories already read. It's not good. It's not good, guys. It's not even bad in like the context of something being super cheesy, something super unoriginal, something being, I don't know, just bad. It's the first 2 stories in there, and this is the starters. This is just the beginning. Is one that just consisted of a kid having a nightmare, only to wake up to realize he's still having the same nightmare, which just consisted of people having long teeth, and that's it. That's pretty much it. Then the second one is these kids daring their friend to go into a haunted house, you know, basic beginning, only for him to find a monster there, for the monster to chase him, and for the monster to finally catch up with him. And I think the closing words to that were, "What's the matter? Don't you like me?" And then it just ends. I mean, I think the main creativity so far is in the illustrations. Not so much in the story. I'm still gonna truck on through with this. I bought the wine, I bought the books, I'm gonna read them, and I'm gonna drink, and it's going to be a long night. Oh my gosh, I already said that. So let's truck on. Okay, so things are getting a little bit better. Came across good story, that's my favorite so far, about this absolute brat of a girl who pretends to like her grandma, not her grandma, her great aunt a lot, just to inherit her ring after she dies. At the funeral, her father drops his cell phone at the grave, and the ghost keeps calling her, coming after her because she was lying to her, which I thought was pretty cool. I feel like this world would probably be a lot better if everyone could avenge the wrongdoings of the people in their lives after their death. I was actively rooting for the villain in that one. This little girl was such a brat and was so disrespectful toward her aunt's death. I was just like, yeah, okay, I can do this. Next one had an interesting monster in it, and that's really about it. The story was pretty bland. As always, I'm hoping these get a little more interesting once this progresses a bit, but I'm a little more invested than I was before, so let's keep at it. Okay, it has started to at least get kind of funny. I've come across two gems, two gems. So first one, a kid is seeing a lot of weird lights in the sky. Of course, thinks it's aliens, and it freaks out his mom. So they get on a bus to go away, and the bus turns out to be an alien bus, and they're aliens taking humans. I mean, it's lame, but it was pretty funny the way the kid just thought everything was super cool. Like, yeah, getting abducted is fun. Next one. Um, okay, get this plot. A kid goes to a theater to watch a rated R movie about ants. Movie sounds corny as heck. Just a bunch of ants that eat everything. And there's a commercial beforehand in it about the nightmare man who will make your nightmares come true. So the kid gets home, starts itching a lot because he saw a movie with a lot of ants, and goes to sleep, dreams about ants, wakes up, and there's ants in his bed. And then it ends with the kid getting eaten alive by ants. So, like, part of this is like, you can tell it's for kids. You can tell it's like for really little kids, and other parts it's like, holy crap. But yeah, I mean, these have ended ambiguously enough so far to where you can tell the kid probably survives the situation. If not, it's not gonna say. But this one is just all like, nope, he got eaten by ants. Anyways, I'm finally finding some enjoyment in this. I think the beginning was just a little weak, so let's truck on. I've hardly had any wine too, and I'm already feeling in better spirits, so. A little girl just got tore to pieces by a witch. So now I feel like this entire review has turned into obituaries for these fictional characters. Just had another kid get his neck snapped at a carnival ride because he wished he could stay at the carnival forever. So he does. But there's that. There was another one that was actually really sad. It was about a little girl whose parents had died in a fire, a house fire, and she was the only survivor, and she was being taken care of by her grandparents, only for her to realize that she was the one who died, and she is in heaven-ish with her grandparents taking care of her till her parents die, which would have been a pretty solid twist if it wasn't so obvious. So I only have a little bit to go, both with the first of the Dare to be Scareds and with my wine. So finished the first book in the Dare to be Scared set, and it's just a bunch of kids dying. Like, that's really it so far. I don't know. I honestly don't know how I feel about this yet. Some of the stories are good because it's mostly karma things. Some kids being really awful to their parents, to their grandparents, getting punished in a spooky way. Not once did the first one scare me, which I didn't expect anyways. But I don't know. It wasn't as fun as I thought it would be. Hoping that Double Dare to be Scared will be a bit more promising. So, gonna refill my glass, hope that the spirits reliven my spirits as I read about more spirits. Looks about right. Double Dare to be Scared. More like double dare you to finish this snooze fest. Well, that makes it dated. So I'm not sure if it's the wine or the second book, but this one had a very strong start. Both of the beginning stories had a pretty good atmosphere compared to the ones of the first, so congrats to the author for improving. This one started off pretty good with a camping story, followed by a ghost story where a kid's best friend died and the ghost haunted him, just wanting to still be best friends. And they both ended with twists that were done well. Not unexpected, but they were done well in the context of a kid's book. So I'm excited to get more into this one and to get more into this one. So, I am about 56 pages into this book, and in the time of the last book, it has told less stories, but they're longer. Does this make sense? I think the author does much better when not rushed. Oh my gosh, I didn't say his name once. Robert D. Sansucci. To Robert D. Sansucci. I think that they have gotten a lot better with their pacing and with their plots. Dog died. Nope. Nope, can't do this anymore. I can deal with children dying. I can deal with children dying in horrific ways, but not a dog. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. I haven't read my 2 stories yet, but I deserve this. This is the innocent little dog you killed, Robert D. Sansucci. Come on to you. Cannibals have never been a very scary plot line to me, but look at these freaking kids. This illustration will haunt me. Like, that's freaking terrifying looking. Look at that. Ooh. Ooh. I don't like it. Alright, so getting to the last of this and the last of this, let's go ahead and finish it up, see how it goes. So, it is 12:30. I have finished both the books and the wine, and have to say I very much enjoyed myself. It was a bit of a rough start with the first one. I definitely think that the writer improved as he went along with the stories. A lot of them were fun, a lot of them were ridiculous, and a lot of them were just really gory for like kids' books. I can't really tell the age that this guy is writing for because though I think they would be scary for kids, they're a bit too gory. In the first one anyways. I think the second one did a little better at balancing things out, and it added more to the creepness than it did to the actual payoff and the death of the children. And I read about so many children's deaths tonight. It was ridiculous. I think the second one was definitely a lot better. You could tell the writer grew a lot. My only thing was, I think the pacing was a little weird because it seemed like, in the first book, he put all of his shorter stuff at the beginning and saved the longer things for the end, like he was trying to end with a bang. But the beginning of this one seemed to have the better stories, the longer ones, and then it just kind of tapered off. Although I think the last story was really good. It had to do with what these kids thought was a haunted house, where they thought the monsters were in it, where it turns out to be the house itself is a monster, which I know is an idea that's been done before, but I think it still had its own original story, own original atmosphere, and its own original way of like playing out things. Anyways, towards the end, before that one anyways, the stories were just shorter and not as good for me. So I think with a little more editing, this one could have been pretty solid. And they could have just evened it out, like did a really good one followed by like an one, and then did a really good one again. Didn't appreciate a dog dying. Still not happy about that. But other than that, I think they were a fun read. I wouldn't really go back to read them again. So I'd say the first one's probably a 2 out of 5, but I'd move this one to a 3 out of 5. As far as my stars go, Wine was 5 out of 5 the entire time. That was good stuff. It was that sweet red Moscato. I feel like I don't add a lot of middle grade to my like reading options lately, because I'm trying to be more sophisticated. So I was really glad to get this bit of levity, even though some of it was kind of ridiculous or, like I said, really, really gory. I can't even tell what age of children I would recommend this to, because it's kind of too gory for little kids and kind of too silly for like teenagers. So like that weird 10 to 12 stage, I would probably recommend, but I still think they would find some of these a little bit not that scary. But still, I don't regret reading them. They definitely added to the ambiance of the month. And I don't know how I feel about doing a Wine Wednesday with you guys. So if you let me know in the comments, if you want to try to do this again, maybe with a different book. Obviously, it'll have to be short, because as great as I am at reading, I cannot read a lot of books in one sitting, nor do I have the time. I do try, but if you want to see more of these Wine Wednesdays, let me know down in the comments. If you like it, subscribe, all that junk. I'm not going to go into that. Honestly, super tired. It's been a long night. So I'm going to turn in, get out of here, and I hope y'all are having a good week. Stay safe, drink water while drinking other things, and yeah. Oh, didn't I have a thing I did? Awkward outro. Awkward outro.